Hi, my name is Muskan Jan, and today I want to talk about how your parents' separation might be creating some issues in your present life. It might be relationship or it might be in your finances. Even though it happened decades ago, but it might be still uh, something that you are using to create your life, even though you don't know. So I'll start with my story. I was around 7 year old when my parents separated. And when separation happens, there are a lot of things happening altogether. For a 7 year old, um, it isn't. The point of view is very different for a 7 year old to an adult. So my mom's friends were coming to the house and looking at me as if I am some sort of victim. Hi, bichare bache, poor babies, kind of thing. So I had no idea it was poor baby thing because my dad, for me as a 7 year old, all that happened was my dad was living in our old house and I could go there anytime I wanted. That's it. For me, it was just that, nothing else. And but for my mom, of course, it was completely different scenario. Today, I'm talking about a child prospective, uh, child side of the story and how it affected me. Actually, I didn't know about it at all around like no, around 8 years ago. I found out that it has affected me. I didn't know before that it was something that has affected my life or my finances or anything. I was like, how could their fight be affecting my financial reality presently, right? But as I was studying all of these things, hypnotherapy, access, and quantum touch, and all of these I'm practicing at home. And I was just looking at certain things that I wanted to change in my life, and I wasn't. And then this question just came up, and I was like, I always looked at this question as if, like, oh, this is weird. I never felt that it might be related to me or uh, I could benefit from this question. But one day I just asked myself that what did I lose to their separation? I mean, just close your eyes and I'm going to ask the question again, even if you feel that separation did not affect you. Trust me, it's this question is a good way to find out. So just close your eyes and what did you lose to their separation? And if you're anything like me, a lot of things came up for me. I was like, oh, what? For me, it came like luxury, food, pampering, dad, love. Like a lot of things came up. I don't remember all of them now, but it was like more than 10 or 20 things that came up. I was like, oh God. And all of those things I couldn't even catch, but I kept, when I realized I could catch five, and I was like, oh, what? And then I started clearing all of those. And as I was clearing, another five will come up, another five will come up. Slowly, I found out in a lot of ways that scenario has affected me without me even realizing because I was just a child. So I didn't know all of these things. I didn't know that if my father goes, that means our comforts will reduce or the luxury we have will reduce. I didn't have that idea. I mean, for a 7 year old, I am hungry. I have food. We are going to some party. I have new clothes. I didn't know that there was money needed for all of this, and money was something that only my dad or my mom or through work it comes. That's it. I didn't have all of these things, but it affected me anyway because consciously I didn't know, but subconsciously I was getting uh, a lot of information from all those uncles and aunties that will come and visit our house and console my mom, or look at us with those eyes of pity, like poor babies, etc., etc. All of those projections were affecting me somewhere, even though I didn't know, or I didn't feel that I was some poor baby or anything. I didn't feel victim, but it was affecting me anyway. So when all of these things came up, that I have lost luxury and I have lost money, uh, pampering is gone. Actually, my story is different from yours, of course, and for you it might be something else. But for me, my father used to be always home. He was into business, so he was not a person who will be out of the house all day. So whenever I was coming from school, he was the one who will receive me. My mom was working, she was a teacher that time, so she was never home when I was coming. It was him who was home, and he'll receive me with love. He'll feed me with love. He used to even cook for me. That is what I remember. I remember he giving me bath in the morning and packing my tiffin. Some days I don't have a lot of memories, but that I remember. For like the day he was gone, there was nobody to receive me when I was coming home. I was sitting outside the house because it was locked. There was no food. There was no bed to jump on. I used to do that every day. We return to the house and throw the bag and just jump on the bed. And there was no bed to jump on. And these are the things as a child I knew that I've lost. They were gone. But I did not know this from day one. I found out it way later. I mean, after months. And by the time I realized, oh, these things are gone, I was already used to used to they not being there, because because it was like a lot of time already gone by, a lot of time already passed by me not having that comfort. So I was already, by the time I realized that I have lost all of these things, I was already used to the sitting outside the lock kind of scenario. And time went by, blah blah blah. I finished my studies, etc., etc. Then I am trying, like, as you become adult, you are trying to make a living for yourself, and that is the time I was like, oh. And then these therapies happened, and I got to know that, okay, I have some baggage, emotional baggage, and I cleared all of this. And today, that is what I am trying to do. I'm just trying to help you see that even though you don't know, it has affected you in a way that your finances may not be thriving the way they can. So these are the questions you can ask yourself. First, I already said that what did you lose to your parents' separation? And once you are aware of that, you just can, like, let it go. Okay, so I'll be helping you with that now. So everything that is, just gather around all the information you have, like energetic thoughts, feelings, emotions, situations, all of it, and just let it all go. Just let it all go. Let it go with 1, 2, and 3. And the next question, there are actually many questions, but I am picking this question. What part of you lost to that situation? And a lot of things can come up, and for me, what I remember is, like, I lost fun part of me, having joy with money. I used to actually, I was spoiled a bit by my dad, maybe. Even though I don't have many memories about it, but certainly my life was a lot different after him, when it comes to joy with money or fun, etc. So these things came up, and everything that is for you, you just let it go with 1, 2, and 3. Because the truth is, you can never ever lose yourself. Like, if something happens and I walk out of it, I cannot lose my arm there. I'll be always with me. But if I believe that I have lost one side of me, then that side of me will be kind of dormant, inactive in my life. So once I asked this question, I knew that I decided that I have lost that side of me. Actually, it wasn't true. So everything that this brings up will you now let it just go with 1, 2, and 3. All right. Last question that I want to give you guys about this is, what can you choose today to have all of you for you? And one more question is, what can you choose today to be that for you? Like I asked, what part of you lost that, uh, lost to that situation? So if it was fun, like in my case, then what can you choose today to be fun for you? Like to be that energy for you. And everything that does not allow you to choose that, will you just now let it go with 1, 2, 3. That's it for today. This is a very, very big subject. Actually, I cannot cover it in these small videos. I'm just giving you some idea that maybe this could be the reason that you are not having very happy relationships or thriving business or career area. And if this is something that triggers you, you can surely go and see a therapist about this, or um, you can listen to these clearings and see how much it helps you. And that's it for today. I'll see you in next video.